Hi everybody, I'm Anthony from ComicsEatingUp.net, and I'm back with Terry Hockness from www.hockness.com, and we are doing this week's new comic picks. It's a good week, so let's go ahead and take a look. Terry, you want to go ahead and take us away?
Dean, this is a huge week for speculators, and I'm actually going to give a bunch of thumbs up today, including Motor Girl. #2 is out from Abstract Studios. Terry Moore is back. #1 was a surprise sellout. I really have strong feeling that this is going to be a long to mid-term hot book, and that #1 and #2 with small print runs are going to heat up.
Motor Girl #1 was a nice indie hit. It sold off fairly quickly. Terry Moore did a signed comic that was available on his website. I hope you guys all picked it up. Terry Moore books do pick up steam long term. They're not quick flips necessarily, but they do gain value over a long time. So this is definitely one to ride out. Second issues usually have a smaller print run, so it's definitely worth looking for this book. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up.
Hillbilly #4 is out from Albatross Funny Books. Eric Powell. The first 3 issues sold out and heated up, jumped up in value quickly. #4 will possibly do the same thing because print runs are still low. Many retailers not ordering this book, so I give this one a thumbs up.
Hillbilly #4, the series definitely had some heat coming out of the gun. It was a fan favorite and a spec favorite. The book kind of cooled off with a little bit of the hiatus that it's been on for the past couple of weeks, but definitely want to see where this one's going. The first 3 issues sold out. This one will sell out. This book is definitely worth picking up, the first print. I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Amigo Comics gives us a new horror one-shot called Tales from the Suicide Forest #1. And Amigos had a great track record of small, under-ordered horror comics that do heat up, so this one's given a thumbs up.
I'm a big Amigo fan. The horror books that El Torres does are really fantastic. Tales from the Suicide Forest goes back to a series that came out previously called Suicide Forest, which is a great story. If you get a chance to find them, the copies are cheap. It's a good read. Is it a spec pick? Not really. Not for me. It's a thumbs down. It's definitely a reader, and I'm all over getting this book for myself. However, as a spec pick, I don't see it just because the other series has never heated up.
Black Mask Comics is back with Black #3, and interestingly, there's 2 different covers, a censored and an uncensored cover. The only funny thing is retailers can order as many as they want, so it's actually likely that the naughty cover will actually be the common one, so be cautious with that. Due to that, there might be enough copies out there, so I'm kind of 50-50 on this one.
Black #3 is an interesting one. There's 2 variant covers for it. There's the regular variant, which is considered the censored variant, and then the uncensored variant. It looks at racial words throughout history and different time periods, and the uncensored version might cause retailers to be a little bit leery on picking it up. So if you can find it, this might be one to pick up. This could be a good quick flip. The book has gained a lot of attention. It's been very popular. I'm going to give this one a thumbs up.
Dark Horse Comics gives us a new cool title, Shadows on the Grave, and this is one of the coolest looking books of the month. For sure, I love the artwork. However, I don't think this is going to be the type of book that's going to heat up. So I'll give this one a thumbs down from a speculator point of view, but it looks like a fun read.
Shadows on the Grave is not going to be a quick flip. It's a Richard Corbin book. Richard Corbin's got a long history in horror comics. He was one of the creepy artists years ago. He's got a huge following, and he picks up more fans every year. This is one of those books that you pick up, you read, you enjoy, and you look 10 years down the line and the book is going to be worth money. For me, this is a definite pickup because I'm a Richard Corbin fan, and it's definitely a thumbs up for a spec pick. Long term, however.
Dynamite Entertainment tries a new marketing strategy with Red Sonja #0. It's a 25-cent cover price, but there is a 1-in-100 ratio J. Scott Campbell sexy Red Sonja cover. This is definitely going to be sought out. It's not going to be as hard to find as usual 1-in-100s due to the cheap cover price, but nevertheless, a lot of stores will not have ordered many of these, and this could be a great short or long-term pick for Campbell variant collectors.
Red Sonja #0. If you played this one right, it was a good spec pickup. There's a 1-in-50 variant and a 1-in-100 variant. Now what I did was I contacted a buddy of mine who's a retailer and ordered 100 copies, so therefore I got 100 regular at 25 cents a piece, plus 2 of the 1-in-50, plus 1 of the 1-in-100 J. Scott Campbell covers. The total cost of the package was about $27 before shipping. If I sell any of those covers, the 1 in 50 or 1 in 100 J. Scott Campbell, for more than $27, I've made money. This is a no-brainer for me. The 25-cent copies I don't know what I'm going to do with, but I'm sure they'll end up somewhere. Maybe I'll be the most popular house on Halloween, giving them out to little kids for trick-or-treating. I wouldn't do that. But for me, if you, like I said, if you played it right, it was definitely a thumbs up. However, 25-cent books rarely heat up very much. A Red Sonja book is not going to heat up very much. However, the 1 in 50 and 1 in 100 might be popular, especially J. Scott Campbell. So I give it a 50-50 on it, on the regulars. Thumbs up on the 1 in 50 and 1 in 100.
IDW has a big week. They give us Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #2, part of the hot new mini-series. #1 sold out in advance of release, so this has good long-term interest. And Harley Quinn is on the cover of the regular cover, so this will be a long-term pick as well. Could be a potential hot book.
Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures #2. I had ran this one a while back, showing the Harley Quinn cover. Harley Quinn in anything is worth a pickup. People will pay money for it. Grab the book, sit on it for a while. This is the animated series version of Harley Quinn, the one that most of us grew up on. So it's going to be a hold for me. It's a thumbs up, but it's a hold. It's not going to be necessarily a quick flip. The first issue, like Terry said, did sell out, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm definitely going to give it a thumbs up based on the fact that Harley Quinn's in it.
IDW gives us Optimus Prime, which is a branch off the Transformers line. And lots of pre-buzz for this book. There's a bunch of variant covers, including 1 in 50, which could be a surprise hit because so few stores will have ordered any. I think it'll take a while for the regular cover to heat up, but I do think this is a long-term pick.
Optimus Prime #1 is a thumbs down for me. However, there is the 1 in 50 done by Paul Pope, and I'm a huge Paul Pope fan. Anybody who reads comicseatingup.net knows that. So I see this variant as being a thumbs up for two reasons. One, Paul Pope has a good underground following. Two, it's a Transformers book, so you've got Transformers completionists who will want the variant, and you're going to have Paul Pope fans who will want the variant. However, I'm not sure how many stores will actually order 50 copies of Optimus Prime #1. While, a bunch of us grew up in the 80s and were Transformers fans, I don't think that translates over into big sales for these kind of series. So this 1 in 50 is definitely the spec pick for me. So I'm going to give that one a thumbs up. Regular covers, give it a thumbs down.
And Transformers Lost Light #1 is coming out, and it's got a bit of buzz too. There's lots of Transformers series though, so I don't know if this one's going to heat up long term. It's not really worth the risk, but it looks pretty cool.
The new Transformer series also has a Paul Pope cover. Again, big fan of Paul Pope. Not so much of a big fan of the Transformers line. There's a bunch of books, like Terry said, in the line, so I don't see the regular book necessarily heating up, but the 1 in 50 Paul Pope cover definitely could heat up. Just because, like I said, with the Optimus Prime cover, a lot of crossover.
Image has a big week as Reborn #3 comes out, and there's also a third printing of #1. Lots of buzz for this series. Print runs are higher for these than most Image titles, so be cautious of that. But if the word of mouth stays strong in this book, these could be thumbs up from me.
Reborn has been a surprise hit for Mark Millar. Normally his books sell well. However, this one's been doing really well because the story is fantastic, and a lot of his stories are, but it seemed to have caught on with people who don't normally read his stuff. This has been a hot book coming out in New York City in Comic-Con in October, so people are kind of hip to it and checking it out. Print runs do tend to get smaller with the second issue, but you can see a third issue rebound as more and more people are catching on to the series or catching up to the series. So this is a 50-50 for me. I'm not sure if it's going to heat up. There is the variant for it, which if you can get it cheap, grab the variant. That's going to be a good flip. But it's 50-50 for the regular cover. As a reader, this is a great series and a great book, but as a spec pick for me, it's a 50-50.
Image also gives us Rockstars #1, a new series. This one hasn't been getting buzz, so this could be a surprise hit. Image no longer overprints, so this one will sell out, go to a second printing. Could be a surprise hit if people like it.
Rockstars #1 is my Image pick of the week. It's already sold out at my comic shop. It's sold out at T-Fall, Things from Another World. Haven't checked Midtown today to see if they're sold out or not. So when there's that much pre-buzz for a book coming out, that's a good thing. Definitely looking forward to the story because the story sounds awesome and the artwork looks good. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm giving this a thumbs up because all Image #1s are definitely good pickups. The book will sell out. Will go to a second print. That's a no-brainer. But I'm giving it a thumbs up based on the fact that it's selling out fairly early in stores.
Marvel Comics gives us Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #2, and there is a J. Scott Campbell variant cover on this one, and this one is an amazing cover. I could see this being a super hot long-term pick for Campbell variant covers, and so this one gets my thumbs up for sure.
I've liked Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, so I am picking up #2 for my personal collection, especially the J. Scott Campbell cover if I can find it. Anything J. Scott Campbell is hot. He's got such a following. The story itself has been interesting. I'm loving seeing Mary Jane as a Spider character. The family dynamics, the Parker family dynamics, is something I'm definitely interested in. Being a dad and a husband myself, so it is kind of cool to see Peter Parker in that role. He's not always the lovable loser that we used to know and love, but in this case, he's got the family with him, and it's been a cool story. Definitely pick up the J. Scott Campbell cover if you can find it. I'm giving this one a thumbs up.
Doctor Strange Punisher Magic Bullets #1 is coming out. It's a new mini-series. I'm going to give this one a thumbs down from a speculator point of view. Obviously, I don't expect anything shockingly big to happen. No first appearances or anything that's going to heat up. But could be a good read.
Doctor Strange Punisher Magic Bullets. Thumbs down. I don't have a lot to say on it. The crossover of the two characters, it's just kind of forced. Punisher's got the TV show coming out. Doctor Strange has the movie. I just don't see the spec there.
Hawkeye #1. The title is relaunched with a female Hawkeye, and I love this cover artwork. It looks great. There's also a bunch of rare variant covers, so if the buzz gets for this book and people like it, this could be a good long-term pick.
Hawkeye #1, relaunching, yes. Female character, yes. She's not a new character. It's not like they've replaced Hawkeye with a female character. But coming out of Civil War II, Hawkeye's run into a little bit of legal trouble, so someone else picks up the mantle. Is it a spec pick? Not so much. I'm not seeing it having a big spike in price. There's been, I think this is the 7th Hawkeye series, so there's other series that people are going to want more or look for more. Who knows? I could be completely wrong on this with the female character taking over, but I think we've seen this from Marvel before: characters being replaced, either killed or replaced by another character. I think people are getting tired of it, and this one will be a pass for a lot of people. I will say that the David Aja cover for this one is a good-looking cover. Poyo pointed it out over on comicseatingup.net as one of his picks, so I do like that one. But for the most part, yeah, this is a thumbs down.
And IVX, Inhumans vs. X-Men, #1 of the 6-issue miniseries is out. Print run's going to be massively high on this. There's a ton of variant covers. No surprises here, so unless something shocking happens in the storyline, I'm going to give this one a thumbs down.
Inhumans vs. X-Men #1, IVX #1, it's a pass. I'm really tired of Marvel's big events. They've got multiple events going on at once. We've got Civil War going on one side of the universe. We've got Inhumans vs. X-Men going on the other side of the universe. Yeah, I'm burnt out with these Marvel big events. I'm burnt out with Marvel in general. I'm not a big Marvel reader anymore, even though I'm a Marvel Legacy reader and have, some series down to issue 1 of the original, Silver Age series. However, this is a pass for me. These big events, this late in the year especially, they're just tiresome. So this one's a thumbs down.
And Zenescope Entertainment is supposed to have Cinderella Serial Killer Princess #1 out. Bunch of sexy variant covers. The book might be delayed a couple more weeks, though, so I'm not positive it's coming out. Usually I don't recommend investing in these because stores know how many they can sell, and there's usually nothing of interest to collectors, just people who like the sexy covers.
Cinderella Serial Killer Princess #1 is out from Zenescope. Yes, it's a very cool name, but I think it's just more of the same Zenescope stuff that we've seen in the past. Zenescope, the variant covers do really well. The regular covers don't do so well unless it's some of the early Grimm fairy tale stuff. There is a market for it. There are collectors for it. I'm not one of them. I could care less. I did well with buying and selling some of the earlier ones from my collection, but for the most part, I don't follow the Zenescope stuff. But I'm not afraid to flip the variant covers if I can find them cheap enough. This one's definitely a thumbs down for me. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for joining us. Terry, you want to close us out?
All right, excellent week. Well, thanks for watching. We hope to see you again next week. We got lots of great books coming up at the end of the month yet. We appreciate your support. Let us know what you think of this video.